leadership po nila Ate Abby, nila Ate Kiana, yun po yung madadala ko sa NXLED.
Do you see yourself as a veteran dito sa NXLED?
Ngayon po, oo naman po.
Bet na.
Yeah.
Camille, ano nakita mong difference sa kanya ngayon after her 3 conferences,
Ayusin
F2 stint? Ayusin mo daw. Pwedeng hindi rin. Pero honestly.
I think, ayun nga, yung, from the yung IV na nakita ko nasa inyo kami, mas mature naman siya ngayon.
Pagdating sa laro,
Yeah.
what ang nakita mong kaibahan? At saka saan mo siya gusto? Middle ba? Open? Yan, di ba?
Actually po, nung una talaga, parang sobrang excited daw kasi yung connection namin. Yung connection po kasi namin, middle siya.
Middle siya noong
Yeah.
time na yun.
Dumating siya sa amin, iba yung position niya.
Right. Wing spiker.
Oo, so nung first day, parang sabi ko, hala, paano to? Eh medyo ako doon, alangan, parang wala kaming connection ending, mga okay naman, di ba? Love you.
Okay ba? Pero hindi pa po sure yung position ko.
Wala pa. Wala pa.
Ayaw po ba lang sabihin?
Pero
Surprise po pa kami.
Wala
ay,
pa
yung
po.
maturity niya po talaga, yun yung nakita ko.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wag mo lang daw agawan na setter.
Yun na.
Sa setter.
Sa kanya na po.
Pero na-mention na natin kanina yung system, the Japanese-style system ng
Coach
NXLED.
Tara, yeah.
And of course, well, based on sa mga interview mo dati, going online, you've mentioned that sobrang laking factor nun. You experienced it in NU. How does it feel now you're part of this system sa NXLED?
Siguro po kasi dahil gusto ko pong bumalik dun sa Japanese style namin, katulad po sa NU. Kasi naging successful po siya sa NU.
Yeah.
Kaya parang sabi ko, sige, susunod lang ako sa process ni Coach Taka. And since first day ko po nung last time sa NXLED na training, super guide po talaga siya sa akin. Hindi niya po ako tinigilan, ganyan. So parang sabi ko, ganito din sa akin yung si Coach Babes nung nasa inyo po.
Right.
Kaya
of
parang
course.
sabi ko, kailangan ko lang mag-trust sa kanya. And alam ko, mapupunta din kami sa top.
Alright, Camille, one last, what excites you about the coming conference for NXLED? Other than IV?
Yeah. Apart from her.
Huwag mo na isama.
Well, ngayon po kasi mas mas tinatry talaga naming mabuild yung pinaka connection na as a buo.
Yeah.
Ganon. So, second conference na namin, mas nagja-gel na kami lalo, mas nagkakaroon na kami ng tiwala sa isa't isa and more patience on each other. So, yun yung nakaka-excite kasi I feel like we're gonna give out whatever na pinagtrabahoan namin even after the conference. Kasi even after the conference, hindi naman kami nagbakasyon agad.
Nice.
We're
Yeah.
still training.
Nice.
So, ayun. Siguro looking forward na lang kami sa lahat ng pinaghirapan namin.
We're looking forward to seeing you all
Yes.
on court again.
Yeah, Ivy, Camille, thank you very much for coming over,
Yes.
being honest about yung recruitment process, and of course, excited to see you all on the Taraflex wearing very bright colors of NXLED. Maraming salamat.
Stay healthy.
Yes.
Para
Thank
lahat
you po.
healthy
Yeah,
pagdating
thank you
ng next
po.
conference. Maraming salamat.
Thank
Lipat naman tayo dun sa mga veterano mamaya, the newest Cool Smashers in town. Join us when we return. So stay with us rather. You're watching the game. Welcome back to the game. We got new Cool Smashers in town with us today. Pero bago natin pag-usapan yan, let's take a look back at the Choco Mucho experience with Bea De Leon and Denden Lazaro-Revilla here on the show. Joining us via Zoom. Hello, Bea. Hello, Den.
Hello. Hi everyone. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for making time for us. I know you guys are, now that Den is back in town, I'm sure you guys are deep in training, but we'll talk about that a little later. Bea, I'll start with you. Was there anything more emotional than this decision that you have to go through, knowing what you had, the experience that you had with Choco from the start? Obviously, the highs and lows, the peaks and valleys, the injuries, and then making it to the finals, and then the decision to leave. Tell us how'd you get through this roller coaster?
Well, I think in terms of my career, starting from college, I think this has been really the toughest decision I had to make. Again, especially emotionally. As you guys know, I have been with Choco Mucho since it started, and I've been with those people for a very long time. And even those that came in later on, obviously we developed some type of relationship. And honestly, it's those people that made the team, and it's the people that make a place for me. So yeah, every time I went back and forth with the decision of whether or not to push through with the decision, it was that thing that kept making me rethink everything. That emotional attachment that I had with the people there and the whole team. And it was, we were finally there, we were finally in the finals, and I was really weighing things out, whether or not, I feel like, to be completely honest, I feel like for Choco, it's just a matter of time and just a matter of when. I still do believe in them, definitely. And yun, it was such a roller coaster of a decision, but ultimately, I do believe was best for me. So, well, now I'm here.
Just to piggyback off that, then you take a look at how much you've grown as a person alongside everyone with Choco Mucho throughout your entire life. You've hit a lot of milestones in your own personal life alongside these group of people. Leaving this must have been very difficult also as well. Pero emotionally speaking, what were the things that you had to go through once you realized, okay, this decision had to be made, will be made, and of course, we're going to be moving on from this situation?
Siyempre, mahirap rin for me, lalo na I was really hoping to retire na with Choco Mucho eventually. As in, for the long run na talaga yan. But, siyempre, there comes a point where I have to think for my own growth.
Of course.
And parang, I think it was time na rin for me to move on to something different.
Right.
Choco Mucho has been home for the past 3 years for me. But yun nga, kailangan talaga mag-move out of your comfort zone para mahanap ko ulit yung sarili ko.
All right, and we'll definitely talk about this new environment of yours in a bit. Then I'll get back to you. Let's talk about this run first.
Yep.
Here, nung last conference, I mean, take us back to when you thought that we had something special this conference. I know you and I had a very personal conversation at 7 a.m. in the morning talking about Coach Dante and how things just were a bit different. The approach was different, and you knew that there was something special. It came after the next conference, but 10-1, going to the finals, going up against Signal, which, by the way, has a history of also kicking you out in terms of, diba, sa mga series. So tell us when you thought na parang, okay, we can go all the way to the finals with this team.
Itong conference, itong nakaraang conference, we really felt na we could achieve something na, given the short amount of time. A year is short, very short for a new system. sa team, yung
Right.
system ni Coach Dante, para ma-apply namin yun in a span of a couple of months.
Right.
Pero itong conference na to, parang nafe-feel na namin na parang kaya na eh. We believed in the system. We always knew we had the people, the tools to win. Parang it's just really coming together at the right time. Parang the past conferences kasi, even past years, parang hindi lahat sabay-sabay yung magandang laro.
Right.
Itong conference, lahat nag-click na eh. Lahat were on the same page. Everybody understood what Coach Dante wanted us to apply during the games. And then it was just really playing as a team.
And just to piggyback on that, Bea, we take a look at clicking at the right time. Siyempre, there were injuries that the team had to overcome. There were times wherein, we were wondering if this group could come together, as mentioned, at the right time. At what point did you feel that the right time was? Na, okay, this is the team that could make it all the way.
From the very beginning, from the start, even before Coach Dante, I knew that that group of people was special. It was never a question about that, these people that were in the team. It was just, again, what Ate Den said. It was just a matter of how we would get there, the road to getting there, to finally coming together and playing our game, coming together as a team, and finally bringing out all of the potentials of every person at the right time. So yeah, for me, honestly, though, with it, the whole season was just really a game at a time. At first, just really like, okay, you know what, 1 game, 2 games, 3, and then game 3 games, and you're like, oh, maybe there's something na. And not until by the semis, I knew we were gonna get to the finals. But the whole of the eliminations, it was really like, wow, I wonder how far we were gonna go.
It's interesting that you say that, Bea, because you did lose the first game of the semis, right? Against, again, a familiar foe in Signal. But are you saying that there wasn't a doubt? You just believed that you were going to come back in that series to go all the way to the finals?
Oh no, no doubt for me.
Nice.
I knew that when we lost to Signal, the hope there was that we didn't lose in 3.
Right.
We already knew that we could have done it. It was just, and the good thing was we were the problem. We knew what we had to do. We just weren't able to execute, and we saw that we could have, but again, we fell short. And at that time, it was really just a matter of getting over that hump, that last test, I think, for the team to really push ourselves. But from the semis, I knew I was pretty confident. No anything against Signal. Again, they've done us many heartbreaks. They're a very deserving team, but I believe in my team, and I believe in every single one of them and the people there, that no matter who was there, we were going to be able to deliver. And we saw how things were coming together, and we saw how we played. And again, for me, it was just a matter of character at that part of the semis. When we come to these points of the game, it really boils down to that. It's 50-50 for me, 50% the skill, 50% the character. And it was really just a judgment for our character at that time. It just had to click just that once. And it did, thankfully, after going through a couple of talks and training for the next games down the road, and then we did deliver naman.
Yeah, and going to that final series, no player has made it into the PVL finals sa grupo ninyo. And Bea, I just wanna ask you really quickly, given yung tenure mo with Choco Mucho, just can you describe the pride, the fight? Kasi the fight was incredible during the finals, especially now that you're looking back at your entire time moving on to a different team.
You were actually ahead in the series.
Yeah.
In the 2 games. I'm sorry to bring it up, but those are the things that you learn, right? In a series like that these games that escape you.
Yeah, for me, this group of people that finally made it to the finals, again, it was really special for me. It was the same group of people that struggled, the same group of people that went through 7th place, 4th place.
Right.
a change in system, a change in everything, honestly. And for us to finally be able to get there, was so special to me. Even if we fell short a bit, but we've come so far from where we didn't even know where to start. We
Yeah.
didn't know what to do. We had no idea what was wrong, what was right. We really had zero clue. Like, it was such a roller coaster of things that happened. And again, for that group of people na sa totoo lang napamahal ka na lahat, pinagdaanan nyo na, and through being in that very bottom,
Right.
when all of those people actually have been used to being at the top, it was so hard. But at the same time, when we finally got there, I couldn't help to just be happy to be in the finals.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, obviously we tried to win,
Of course.
but
Yep.
just being there was such a blessing. I couldn't help but smile the whole time, and I don't know, it just felt so special again. Well, partly I guess because I knew it was gonna be my last, but
Ooh,
But really,
okay.
other-
We will dig into that
Yeah,
in a bit.
we're gonna go into that in a bit. Girls, don't go away actually, because that's a perfect segue. Because right after this, we'll talk about their move to Creamline when we return. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're still watching The Game. Now we're still with Bea De Leon and Denden Lazaro-Revilla, who are now entering their pink era. And before we went on the break, we of course were talking about siguro when did you know the move was going to be made? You mentioned Bea, na-mention mo kanina, you already knew that it was already going to be the last sa final na yun. Then, it's the same thing for you. Did you already know that that was already going to be the last appearance that you were going to make?
Oh, siguro like final na I was gonna move na talaga was syempre after the season. But I was already contemplating syempre yung padulo na nung conference.
Was it the same for you, Bea, since you already hinted in that earlier? How long was it? And that's the only reason why we're also asking this. It makes the decision even tougher.
Yeah.
For me, the plans were set a few months back.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
I had the talk with their Bisco management, and there we laid out the plans for me. And yun, we knew earlier on. I think maybe when the conference started, around that time.
That there
Or
was. Okay.
bit in the middle.
Okay.
Okay, then I want to ask you this. Did the fact that it is within the Ribisco family make this decision a bit easier for you?
Madali siya na mahirap.
Okay.
Kasi madali kasi, syempre, Ribisco,
Right.
no-brainer.
Right.
But at the same time, syempre the optics of it, what would that look like?
Okay.
Transfer ako sa sister team. Syempre, after a good run with Choco Mucho, nakapag-finals kami for the first time, tapos biglang
Right.
lilipat ako.
Right.
Yeah, it was really hard. It was more hard than easy, of course.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
100%. Bea, you know, you're moving into a pink team, but then there's a very blue flavor to it. There's so many reunions happening there in Creamline right now, and I could only imagine how that would make you feel because you were the rookie of a lot of these veterans in your college days.
Very different. You're right.
Yes, actually, it's been one of the more exciting parts for me to be with them. Ate Den, Ate Lai, Ate Els, they were all my seniors when I was a rookie, and they literally taught me the game. You know, they taught me the rules. But yeah, honestly, they were the ones that guided me all throughout. Sinamahan nila ako, not just on court, but off the court. And throughout my experience in Ateneo, being new to such an environment, being just a freshman in college in general,
Right.
them being there for me, not just as a teammate, but as a friend, was very special to me and very meaningful to me. Whatever I am now, whatever I know now, really, literally, it's because of them. Their guidance to me that whole time has brought me whatever I've accomplished in my career.
Yeah, we're very excited for you,
Yeah.
especially because Creamline has a record with middle blockers and how great they become. So this is from a personal standpoint. I'm very excited for you, Bea. Then we'll end with you quickly. Just tell us what scares you, what excites you about this new journey of yours with Creamline.
What scares me is that hindi ko alam what the future holds.
Yeah.
Which what makes it also exciting.
The unknown.
Alam ko kasi na nandyan sila Bea, sila Eliza, sila Ella, and the rest of the Creamline family to help me in this journey. Kaya excited ako.
Well, we're excited for both of you. Congratulations. We can't wait to see you on the court. Magkwentuhan tayo about the training because I'm sure that's a whole different conversation altogether. And early in the morning, I know Creamline practices early in the morning. So congratulations. Thanks for being on the show, Bea and Denden, and we'll see you real soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for everybody for watching. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paulo Del Rosario. This has been The Game.